From being the only player in history to ever score 30,000 points to winning 4 MVP awards in the NBA, LeBron James has proven time and time again how legendary he really is. But can he be called the greatest of all time at this point? I don't really want to make the decision because, look, you can't compare him to any other player. People say that Michael Jordan is the definitive GOAT, but he played at a completely different time. His style was different, and his challenges were different. I mean, the NBA used to be completely different back then. The same goes for Kobe Bryant as well. But all of these players have GOAT status in their own right, even though the majority still goes with Jordan, and that's understandable because of how popular the Chicago Bulls used to be, and MJ himself too. Some of his vintage Air Jordan shoe designs are literally being sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that should tell you something. But between 1991 and 1998, the Bulls dominated, winning over 6 NBA championships and pulled off a three-peat not once, but twice. The team was probably the best to ever play when they had Jordan with them. But honestly, that NBA is definitely not the same as this NBA. Times have changed, and so have the playing requirements. You can't be repetitive and have a signature playing style like Jordan did. You have to be able to adapt on the fly and outsmart and confuse the other team. And that's because with just a click of a button, computers can be used to analyze your playing style and figure out your game. Besides that, social media never existed way back then either. The effect it has on players is something that isn't talked about enough. Media hatred can be brutal and kind of inescapable. Just think about it for a second. Could Jordan have inspired the same comeback as LeBron in the 2016 NBA Finals? And how would LeBron have played if he had been surrounded by players like Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen? Would they even have won any championships at all? Look at it this way. LeBron was on a strong team like the Miami Heat for almost 4 years. He had nothing but the best players around him, and he ended up winning 2 NBA championships. But on the other hand, could Jordan have dragged a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals 4 years in a row? I don't think so. And that's exactly what I mean. You can't compare them because the definition of what a GOAT is changes with time. So it's not really fair when you compare their legacies. And for people who still don't think LeBron is as good as Jordan, I really want to know what else you think he could be doing. But forget about that. And let's look at what LeBron could realistically do to solidify his claim as the GOAT. I mean, he's already passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record in the NBA, and with that, he kind of buried the entire debate for a while. He's been more consistent and has lasted way longer than most players. He should be given a trophy just for keeping it up as long as he has. But that's exactly the problem. People don't think he has enough trophies under his belt to be able to be compared to Jordan, and that's kind of unfair. There's no doubt about it. Jordan's resume is ice cold. It's probably the best resume you'll find on any NBA player ever. And there's also no argument that apart from being naturally gifted, he was one of the hardest workers to ever step foot on the court. LeBron comes close in terms of performance overall, but the spectacle and show that Jordan gave is still unmatched. I mean, the dude literally stopped playing basketball for a year and transferred to baseball, and just walked back into basketball and was still the best player around. Not a single player could have done that, not even LeBron. But if that wasn't enough proof for you, just take a look at all the trophies he built up over just 15 seasons. He was the NBA Finals MVP 6 times, the NBA MVP 5 times, won 6 NBA championships, and had 10 scoring titles. That's just insane. To beat him, LeBron still has 2 more NBA championships to win, and that's literally why Michael Jordan is still the GOAT. He did something that LeBron James can never do. He never lost a single NBA final, whereas LeBron has played in a total of 10 finals in his career and won in only 4 of them. That means he failed 60% of the time. game. That's not exactly a record that screams GOAT, but you do have to agree, Jordan had a lot more help by his side. He literally had the dream team with him, and their chemistry was one that's just never been replicated. And so, his career average in the NBA Finals is a mind-blowing 33.6 points per game in 35 games. But sadly, LeBron doesn't even come close. Right now, he somehow has to win 2 more NBA Finals before he ends up retiring. And as much as I want to believe in him, it looks less likely with each passing day. He's already 38, well past his prime, and no one is really sure how long he's going to keep playing. Maybe a couple more seasons at most. And if he's staying on with the Lakers till the moment he retires, I don't think he's going to be making any sudden comebacks anytime soon. But maybe if he leaves the Lakers, he could get some of the same advantages that Jordan had. That's something that's a real possibility. Good supporting teammates would mean he wouldn't have to be carrying the entire burden all the time. But with the salary he's earning right now, it's difficult for anybody else to match it. But that's not all. To finally be called the GOAT, he would also have to get an MVP award on top of the 2 NBA Finals. So, yeah, not an easy checklist. Michael Jordan made sure nobody would be coming after his legacy, and he gathered a wall of trophies to make sure of it. The Lakers winning any championship with the state they are in right now seems kinda unlikely, but at the same time, LeBron has proven many times underestimating him is always a bad idea. He certainly has the strength and talent to do it, but at this point in his career, does he have the willpower to go that distance? That's something only he could answer. But with the injuries he keeps getting, it looks like maybe not. Remember when he was at the NBA All-Star Game this year? He looked like a version of LeBron I had never seen in my life. He sounded like he was exhausted and ran out of stamina way too early in the game. The microphone even caught him saying that he needed to slow down and had a couple more years left in the tank. So if that's the mindset he's going in with, it's clear that the motivation and hunger are not exactly there anymore. And I mean, I don't blame him. He's been playing basketball longer than most of us have been alive. It's possible it's all taken a toll on him and has worn the player down. It makes sense why he isn't able to push himself anymore. But if he does end up proving everyone wrong, it would be a unanimous decision all over the world that he's officially replaced Jordan as the GOAT. Well, that was all for everything LeBron James needs to do before he can be called the GOAT.